Got one of those liberal friends who just doesn't get it? Who buys all the BS that the mainstream media puts out? No matter how much in the way of logic, science, or just plain common sense you present them with, they just want to echo what they hear on the mainstream media sites? Well, show them these clips and see if it sinks in at all that they've been brainwashed. Here's the first one.
To our democracy.
This is extremely dangerous 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 to our democracy.
Okay.
This is
All right,
extremely
that's
dangerous.
good. I think you get the point there. Here's another one, similar. Check this one out.
We begin tonight with the escalation in the president's crackdown on illegal immigration.
Today's dramatic escalation in the Trump administration's conflict with judges.
The Trump administration signaling a major escalation in its deportation efforts.
Today, an escalation in the Trump administration's battle with the judiciary.
Tensions between local and federal authorities over President Trump's immigration crackdown escalated today.
We begin this hour with a major escalation of the Trump administration's crackdown on immigration.
We begin with what appears to be a major escalation in the Trump administration's deportation efforts.
And what is a major escalation in the battle here in D.C. over immigration and deportation.
This feels like an insane and reckless escalation from the Trump administration.
Anyone seeing a pattern forming here? I mean, what is going on? I mean, this is obviously coming from a central organization that puts these talking points out to all these what's supposed to be journalists, and they just read it verbatim. It's stunning when you see it stacked up together like that. But this is literally all the Democrats have. They send out their little mainstream media minions to parrot their lying propaganda. These are the same people who used every tool in their evil tool bag to get Biden elected, circumventing and changing election laws in key states during COVID to allow for unchecked voting irregularities to occur, forcing out other candidates during the process so that they could install their brain-dead puppet Sleepy Joe. What would be funny about it is if it just wasn't damaging to our country, but it is. But every time they do this, it just blows up spectacularly in their faces. So their little Biden plan led to the rise of Trump in a way they could never have imagined. What he's doing now, that would not have happened in a consecutive 4-year term for him. Now he has the backing of America after seeing what Biden has done to the economy, our military, the safety of our communities. He has the wind at his back and nothing to stop his agenda except rogue judges. Trump currently has 79 injunctions. 79. That's a pace where he would hit 360 over his 4-year term. Biden had 14 in 4 years. 14. Trump, in his first term, had 64. 92% of which were, of course, from liberal judges. Obama, he only had 12 in 8 years. Bush the younger, he only had 6 in 8 years. And they were evenly split between the parties. In the entire 20th century, there were only 27. So this is clearly their strategy. We can't beat him or his ideas, so we'll just use lawfare again to try to slow him down. And it's been working to a degree. I mean, we're even seeing governors and judges working actively against ICE captures, which is illegal, which is why we've had 2 arrests already and more on the way. These judges don't give a rat's anus when Biden was breaking the law by shipping them all here. They're showing their contempt for this country now by deciding to enforce the law at this point, but not then. But in many cases, that's exactly what the judges are doing. They're breaking the law. And thank God for Tom Homan, who has no time for this nonsense.
There are laws on the books that make it a criminal offense to shield or harbor illegal immigrants, like the sanctuary states that you leaders have been doing. Do you think they should be prosecuted, the full set of law, and possibly put in prison?
Absolutely. And hold tight on that one, because it's coming.
So ultimately, this illegal alien nonsense is a giant plot to retain power. That's all it is, and that's all it's ever been. Imported votes is all they believe they have. We have to stop pretending that's not what this is about. They're making it illegal to show ID to vote in California. Why are they doing that? Because they want illegals voting. They're giving them IDs across the country and the ability to vote wherever they think they can sneak that in. We need to stop pretending that this is some sort of humanitarian effort on their part and they're so worried about these people, because they are not. They want to stay in power. Their team is comprised of the Democratic Party, the left-wing media, and academia, just to name a few. This is a war. It's a war of good versus evil. Lawlessness, murder, rape, and chaos versus love, God, and family. They despise all of those things that we love. It's because they have no moral compass in God. So anything goes with them, and they do not want us standing in their way. They're the party of death. Unborn babies in the womb, assassins killing CEOs because of their policies, foreign gang members killing and raping U.S. citizens, knife-wielding teenage thugs who kill other unarmed children. That's just a few of the examples of who liberal judges and politicians champion. They're sick. And the only cure is to lawfully remove them from positions of power through voting and making your voice heard. I sat on the sidelines far too long, and I'm realizing that now. God wants us to join our voices with the others. His message is love, not hate. Ephesians 5:11 says, "Take no part in the unfruitful works of darkness, but instead expose them." We're called as Christians to speak out against evil. Sitting out is no longer an option. And for me, and hope, excuse me, for anyone else hearing this today. God bless you guys. Until next time. Once again, thanks for stumbling across my video. I know every channel asks for this, but please like and subscribe. In my case, it's particularly important because by doing that, you are helping to increase the visibility of this channel. And by not doing so, you're literally depriving thousands and thousands of people of the privilege of listening to my deep insights and charming commentary about society's most interesting topics. So do the right thing, help save humanity. Godspeed, and God bless.